Hello everyone, my name is Veritas and welcome back to Destiny. Now today is Friday, it also happens to be the day that Xur, the exotic merchant, shows up in a social space for the somethingth week in a row. He is over in the reef again. I, as always, do not know what he's selling because I like the surprise. I like the reveal of his garbage goods. So let's take a giggly gander at what he's got going on here. It looks like absolute trash. However, he does seem to be selling the 3 of coins as opposed to the glass needles, which is interesting. So let's go over the list here and we'll talk about things. Legacy engrams. This is a year 1 engram. It costs way too much to be a regular engram, so if you need a year 1 heavy weapon, this I think can decrypt into Yallarhorn, Truth, or Super Good Advice. So if you need any of those, go ahead and pick this up. If not, it only maxes out 170 light, so don't waste your time on it if you are a new player. The Titan exotic this week is the Helm of Inmost Light. This will grant you death from above and headstrong for the striker subclass. Decent helmet, but I wouldn't really recommend it. I'll have to look at the rolls in a minute here. The Young Ahamkar's Spine is the Hunter exotic this week. This gives you increased trip mine grenade duration as well as an additional trip mine grenade. So you can have 2 trip mines and they last longer. However, with the nerf to trip mines and the subclass of Gunslinger as a whole anyway, I wouldn't necessarily recommend using these gauntlets unless you absolutely need them for collection purposes. The Light Beyond Nemesis will grant you extra orbs with your supers, and you revive and can be revived faster. So if you're reviving someone or being revived, that's more quick than it would be without the helmet. Decent helmet there, nice passive helmet, it's okay, but not great. And the weapon this week is the Monte Carlo, a auto rifle. This thing has the ability to, I think it gets your melee back, or is it your grenade? Dealing damage with this weapon reduces your melee cooldown and grants a chance to fully recharge your melee ability with each kill. So yeah, this just gives you it's like Super Grenadier, also passively. Pretty interesting, pretty neat there. I actually have one of these with both the ornaments on it because both the ornaments look pretty good. I like this one. I like Royal Flush just a little bit more, but it's a decent auto rifle. I wouldn't recommend using it. It's not great, but it's there if you want it. So let's go ahead and take a giggly gander at the rolls on these things. It sucks. Apparently Henry died over the Sahara Desert. Like I said, helicopter crash, nothing you can do about it. So I guess we're gonna have to go, and I'm gonna have to find these damn things on my own. I really miss fucking having these things read out to me. Hang on a second. It looks like there's a light beeping on my console over here. It looks like we have an incoming call from the Bermuda Triangle or something. I don't know where is this from? What's going on? Hello? John! Henry? Is that you, Henry? This is Henry from the Xur Action News helicopter team. I'm communicating to the studio. John, I see that you are in fact Xur's inventory right now, and I thought I would go ahead and give you the stat rolls on that there stuff there, John. Henry, where the fuck are you? I thought your helicopter went down over the Sahara Desert when it was snowing last week or something. What? Where are you? John, I have infiltrated a military base in the European nations somewhere. I'm using their communications tower to talk to you. I also have my phone open, and it looks like Xur is in the reef this week with some stuff. So I figured, while I am infiltrating some military installations, I'd go ahead and give you the stat rolls on the stuff there, John. I figured it would be the least I could do while I slowly make my way back to the studio at home and things like that there, John. Would you like the stat rolls, or can I not be in this military base there, John? I'm sure you're breaking some laws, but if you have it there, you might as well just tell me before, things get worse. So what are the stat rolls? Over there, the Xur Action News mobile headquarters. Henry, take it away. Thanks, John. So Xur is selling an exotic engram this week. I wouldn't pick it up unless you're a stupid butt. The helmet he's selling for the Titan is an 83% stat roll there, John. The Young Ahamkar's Grasp, or whatever that thing is, that Hunter exotic is 91% stat roll there, John. And the Light Beyond Nemesis for the Warlock is an 82% stat roll there, John. I wouldn't recommend picking anything up this week. It's all pretty fucking terrible.
Monte Carlo doesn't have a stat roll because it's a weapon, John. Alright there, John. I think that the military installation is responding to my infiltration, and they have scattered the guards and such like that, so I'll be making my way back to the studio in my own time there, John. By the way, I had to sacrifice the interns you sent with me on the Zurax News helicopter there, John. Satan requested that I sacrifice 2 Virgin Marys, and I did not want to disappoint the Dark Lord Satan. So that's how I kept my life, by the way there, John. The desert is a cruel mistress, and I sacrificed 2 virgins to Lord Satan so I could come back and do the thing. By the way there, John, so while I break international law, I will be on my way back. I will see you in a week there, John. Back to you in the studio!
Alright, thank you, Henry, for the rundown on what Zer's... Jesus Christ, I don't think we have insurance or whatever it is that covers what he's doing. Okay, anyway, so that's... Thank you, Henry. Anyway, make your way back. I can't. Oh, Jesus. Alright, okay, alright then. Anyway, so you heard him. It's, what? Why? So like you said, the helmet is an 83% stat roll, the Hunter Gauntlets are a 91% stat roll, and the other helmet is an 82% stat roll. Anyway, so that's what those are. I wouldn't recommend getting any of these. They're all freaking terrible. Like, they're all actually terrible. And with no glass needles here, you can't re-roll them. So I would recommend nothing he's selling this week. It's all pretty terrible. But yeah, so the plasma drive is down here in the curios as well as the emerald coil. So the plasma drive and the emerald coil can be used to upgrade a rare quality sparrow that you can buy from the Vanguard or Crucible Quartermaster up into a legendary quality sparrow with a blue or green trail respectively. So that's interesting there. Thank you, Bungie, for your constant consistency thing with unquote and quoted thing. I love how these just stop it, Bungie. I hate it so much. The heavy ammo synthesis this week, he's selling 3 and 10 as he has been recently. Thanks for putting 6 things in a 5-slot item thing, Bungie. Anyway, so the reason that he's not selling 3 of coins all the time is because there's like 6 things he can sell now. You can sell 2 drives and then these 2 versions of heavy ammo synth, 3 of coins, and the glass needles. But instead of giving him all 6 on display, they only allow 5 to show up. So some weeks it'll show 3 of coins, some weeks it'll show glass needles, and some weeks it's just going to screw you. So while he has them, I'd pick them up if you want 3 of coins. But first, the heavy ammo synths. These can be used to trade into factions for faction reputation, up to 390 light from those packages you get from ranking up your factions there. It takes 100 heavy ammo synthesis to rank up your faction, or like something like 80, 90 if you have the exotic class item for it. Moving into 3 of coins, these have a stackable effect, which is not actually what it does. Let me explain how these work to you and the new players if you're going to have these. I wouldn't actually recommend picking these up if you only have a handful of strange coins. I would wait until you have a lot more strange coins, because you can use strange coins for other things like buying exotics from Xur, specifically ones that you want, things like that, weapons, stuff of that nature. But if you really just don't care about having a specific thing and are more like, I'm going to use like 100 coins and maybe get 1 exotic that I probably don't want, go ahead and buy 3 of coins if you want. What these things do is they allow you to have a stackable effect, and basically what that means is if you have, say, you go into your inventory, you use 1, now you'll have an effect called Exotic Particles. This will be burned the next time you kill an Ultra or complete a Crucible match. An Ultra is a named enemy, a named, yellow health bar or whatever health bar color you're using, enemy, or completing a Crucible match. So say you complete a Crucible match with an Exotic Particles thing, or you kill an Ultra, and they don't drop an Exotic Engram, which is a yellow/gold Engram. The Exotic Particle thing will be consumed. They didn't drop anything, so now the next one you use will have an increased chance. Say the first one was a 5% chance, the next one you burn after not getting one will be like a 10% chance. If you get one then it goes back to 0. If you don't get one, the next one you use will be 15. Don't use 100 of these at once, it doesn't do that. Moving down to material exchange, motes of light right here, this is the worst conversion rate in the game, don't ever use this. And the exotic shard thing, I can show you how to duplicate these, so go ahead and pick one of these up if you need shards for infusing exotics or things like that. Go ahead and pick one up, and I will show you back in the tower exactly how to duplicate these. I will see you guys in just a moment. Alright, so if you made your way to the tower, head on down here and go to the exotic kiosk. This is basically something that you probably won't be able to do as like a week 1 or 2 player, but if you need shards, go ahead and do it anyway. Go ahead and head in here and grab a truth rocket or 2. It doesn't really matter how many you get because you're going to duplicate your shards anyway. Once you have a truth rocket, Go ahead and smack that puppy dog on, and I think that we don't have our thing over here. God damn it, I hate, why is everything complicated? Why can't it just be like, hey, you had like 15 minutes to do this shit while we weren't in the goddamn tower, but no, instead of doing it, I was like, I was gonna fucking wing it, then I don't have the shit. Anyway, heavy ammo telemetry thing, heavy telemetry right here, you can buy these from the gunsmith for like 250 glimmer, they're super cheap, use one, and then go ahead and burn 6 motes of light, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That will level up the truth rocket completely. Go ahead and go in here and look to make sure all the baubles are filled green with experience, it's good to go, it's good to go. Go ahead and unequip that truth rocket and dismantle it. So the 1 exotic shard that we used to buy this truth rocket now turns into 2 exotic shards back and a couple of motes as well as a little system there. So that's how you can duplicate exotic shards. It's not a super cheap method, but it's the cheapest way in the game to do so. So it takes 200. So it takes 2,500 glimmer, a pop, and an exotic shard to do so, but you get 2 exotic shards back, so 1 extra exotic shard, and a few motes as well. So you can do that a couple times. I think you can do that, 10 times before you run out of glimmer if you have max glimmer. So interesting little method there if you want to do it, but it's going to be it for me. So thank you guys so much for watching. Everyone hope that Henry gets back okay. I'm very confused as to where the hell he is or what he's doing, but it's fine. I'm sure it's not going to have any repercussions later down the line. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, until next time.